Hi everyone, so today we are going to learn about the programming languages and their types. The contents of today's lecture are: what is programming, what is a programming language, and what are the different types of programming language. So we see what is meant by the term programming that you often listen. So let's understand it with the help of an example. Consider a situation in which we have a boss and a worker scenario. The boss has number of instructions to be done on his to-do list, so he commands the worker to do them. Similarly, consider the situation in which a computer user has a to-do list, and he commands the computer to follow instruction to complete a particular task. So, what is programming? Programming is giving a number of instructions to the computer to complete a particular task. This is the basic definition of a programming. So let's see further. So we just learned that list of instructions given to a computer in order to do a task is called as programming. So let's look at the same situation once more. Now these instructions could be any task like adding numbers. In that case, the instructions given by the user to the computer will be: enter these numbers, add them, and print the sum on the screen. Now we see that whenever the user and the computer are talking to each other, they need a language in which the user can give instructions and the computer can understand it. This language is known as programming language. Or you can say that programming language is the language that provides communication between the user and the computer. Programming languages are basically divided into three types, as you can see on the screen: low-level language, middle-level language, and high-level language. So let's look in detail at the three different types of programming languages and their examples. First, we have the low-level language. Low-level languages are easy for computers to understand, but difficult for humans, as you can see on the screen. Middle-level languages are difficult for computers to understand, but easy for humans. Whereas, the high-level languages are difficult for computers to understand and easiest for humans, even much more easy than middle-level languages. Now, based on computer understanding, we arrange the types of programming languages. First, we have the machine language. Machine language is the easiest for computer. Then we have assembly language. Assembly language is easy for computer but takes little translation. Machine language and assembly language both are low-level languages. Then comes the middle-level language. Middle-level language is difficult for computers but easy for humans, but not as easy as high-level language. And high-level languages are the most difficult for computers and needs too much translation. However, it is the easiest for humans. And not to forget that C++ belongs to middle-level language. However, human understanding is opposite to the computer understanding. High-level language is the easiest, then comes middle-level language, then assembly language, and then machine language. So the summary is, high-level languages are the easiest for humans and the most difficult for computers, and low-level languages are easiest for computers and the most difficult for humans. So the question is, what is the difference between a middle-level language and high-level language, as both are difficult for computers and easy for humans? From humans' perspective, middle level is easy for humans, but less easy than high-level language. And from computers' perspective, middle-level language is difficult for computers, but less difficult than high-level languages. So, middle-level language lies in the middle, means it is difficult than the low-level language and it is easier than the high-level language. So this is a summary of the types of programming languages that we just described. So let's revise them once more. Low-level language, easy for computers to understand, and examples are binary and assembly language. Binary language needs zero translation and assembly language needs little translation. Very difficult for human, or you can say the most difficult for humans, and understandable by computers. High-level language, human understandable, examples Fortran, Pascal, COBOL, etc. Difficult for computers, the most difficult, and understandable by humans, the most easiest for humans. Then we have the middle-level programming language, human understandable but difficult than high-level language for humans. Examples are C, C++, Java. Difficult for computers but less difficult than high-level, and understandable by humans but difficult than high-level. So this is a summary of the types of programming languages. As we have already learned that programming language is a language in which we can talk to computer and give it instructions. So now we also learned that computer understands low-level language, or the other name is binary language, which is in the form of zeros and ones. Whereas humans understand high-level language or middle-level language such as C++, Java, C, Fortran, COBOL, etc. So when humans have to give instructions to the computer, their languages are different. So there is a problem, as they cannot talk to each other in different languages. So the question is, how can they communicate if the languages are different? So in that case, we need a translator, or we can say a compiler, to translate high-level language to machine language and machine language to high-level language. So compiler is an essential thing when humans and computer are talking to each other, and it basically performs the job of an interpreter. So in this lecture, we studied about what is programming, what is a programming language, and the different types of programming language. And in the next lecture, we will look at the introduction to C++ language. Glossary of basic terms is shown for the beginner. All beginners must be familiar with them before starting C++ programming. So I recommend you to revise it again before starting the next lecture. Thank you so much for your time. If you want to give any feedback on the course, then please let me know. I will look to improve the course. And if you enjoyed the course, then please leave a review.